Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this very special, very necessary conversation. I don't know about you all, but the first 8 weeks of 2025 have been exhausting. And so today we are going to talk about rest and wellness, specifically what rest and wellness means for Black and Brown women during this tumultuous period of transition. For some of us, especially us who are in the United States. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce myself for those of you who may have just stumbled upon this page. Hi, my name is Yvonne McBride. I am Yvonne McBride. This is Yvonne McBride Lit Life. And in this space, we encourage, we motivate, we inspire Black and Brown women to prepare, to plan for, to live the life of their dreams, right? So if any of that sounds like your jam, please settle in, please grab a snack, subscribe to the channel, and join us for this conversation with my very important and special guest, my fellow sisters in this journey to freedom, Tracie Wedderburn Tracie Collins and Michelle Wedderburn. Hey,
We got
ladies.
married. We got married. Honey's gonna beat me up.
Oh, she wants you to like,
I'm just
really?
kidding.
You just did that?
Y'all make a beautiful
I
couple.
was like, it's a business move. You understand? It's a business move.
Power couple. Aw.
Right.
Introduce yourselves to the people. Tracie first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tracie Collins. I live here in the beautiful San Miguel Allende, Mexico. We relocated in August of 2023. And what I do here is I focus on women in leadership, helping them to create scalable, sellable businesses as a business strategist, an author, a speaker, and yeah, a leisure lady.
Yes, and she's fabulous.
Aw, how are you?
Thank you. I'm Michelle Wedderburn. I'm the founder of Casa ELM, which is a boutique guest house located in San Miguel de Allende, central Mexico, same city. We met here over a year ago, and we're doing amazing things together in addition to just having deep sisterhood and friendship I can truly appreciate. I've lived in San Miguel for over 7 years, or almost 7 years, and it's been really a beautiful experience being here, all the things. So I'm just grateful for the fact that I'm living in this town and I can help women with relocation tours. I help individuals who are interested in moving to San Miguel. We basically make it a soft landing experience, and that's what my jam is right now. Yeah.
So let me say how I know these ladies. I knew Michelle. I met Michelle a few years ago when I went to San Miguel on my personal little retreat, writing retreat. And then I met Tracie last year. Was it last year? When Michelle hosted a influencer weekend at her lovely spot, which we'll get into later, Casa ELM in San Miguel. So that's where I met these ladies. We had a awesome, transformative, like life-changing weekend there. Where we shared our dreams, we shared resources. We just had a good time. We ate some good food. Um, and we developed a sister circle there. And these people, these women, have really inspired me, and I wanted to share their journeys, their stories with you all so you can get some inspiration from them as well. Okay, so let's talk about the magic, first of all, that is San Miguel, right? How did each of you land on Mexico for your journeys abroad? Why you chose that's what's big town, right? Big town, small city, as your place, as your new residence. We could start with Michelle since you've been there longer.
Okay, so it came with research. I encourage this for everyone who wants to relocate to wherever it is you want to go. This is just kind of the recipe for success, most likely. And so I visited San Miguel for the first time in 2005. So I was familiar with it. It was very, very different at that time, not a place I wanted to live. Fast forward to me researching places in 2016. San Miguel came up a few times, decided to revisit again. And when I got here, it just felt right. I think you kind of know with some research what works for you at that chapter in your life. And for me, it was important to be in a place where it still felt somewhat familiar, but also it still felt authentic Mexican, not transient, because I was moving from a very transient place, which was South Florida. And I really wanted to be somewhere where I felt there were families, people with experience of being international in some way. And San Miguel kind of fit the bill, and I love it. I wouldn't change anything about it. I think I'm going to be here forever. That's it.
So how long have you been there?
I've been here for almost 7 years, believe it or not. Yeah, San Miguel's it. I enjoy the people of Mexico. Just in my travels in my lifetime, I just find them to be very gracious, helpful, calm. And I like it a lot. It feels like a good fit for what type of lifestyle I want to have.
Okay. And Tracie?
So we started coming in and out of Mexico in 2022, and Mexico was not on my radar at all. I am from California. I am from the Bay, and I was like, "Why is everybody going to Mexico?" Like, because I grew up like, California is technically Mexico. So honestly, I still consider myself Mexican because it's California. So anyway, I need to apply for my dual citizenship. So I was like, I didn't understand the allure, because when I knew I wanted to create a life abroad, Costa Rica was going to be my spot. I had never been there, but just a calling, to Costa Rica. And so I was like, forget it. I lived in Atlanta at the time, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go. It was a quick, less than 2-hour flight, direct stop, it was like $100 and something round trip. I was like, I'm just going to go. When I went to Mexico for the first time, it hit me like a ton of bricks, And like Michelle said, the people, who doesn't love Mexican food? That is my favorite cuisine, always has been. But it was more so the people and then getting to experience. So once that happened, you couldn't keep me out of the country. Every time I would go back to the States, it's like I would get more and more depressed because I was trying to get home. Like, why am I here? And so we thought, after scouting 7 different locations at the time throughout the entire country, we thought Mexico City was going to be the spot, and it ended up not being. And I think, honestly, just in retrospect, we were guided, forced, and pushed to San Miguel. Even though it was on our list to visit, it wasn't one of the ones that we mapped out in the scouting journey. And so when we came here, Honey said it was the place that she didn't know that she needed, but I already knew it wasn't going to be Mexico City anyway. So, and I ended up falling in love with it, just seeing the horses walk down the street and the ATV life here. It really just spoke to my heart, and it continues to do so.
So like I said in the description, it has been voted like the world's best city, like 4 times, numerous of times with other publications. What do you think it is about San Miguel that draws? What is the magnetism, right? What is it? What is the magic that seems to, like, everybody loves it? Everybody loves it. What is it about?
Ooh, it's the rock underneath us.
Yeah, definitely. It's the rose quartz underneath us. One of the things I love about this place is it'll repel the people that are not supposed to be here. It'll call a certain demographic.
Okay.
We believe in it.
Okay.
Yeah. When you come, you'll feel it if it's meant for you, but it will also repel you if it's not. And that's one of the things that I love.
Mm-hmm. I think too, there's just good energy here. We can point to that as being a huge part of that. But I do think that the Mexican people, the way they are culturally, traditionally, they are used to being together, the togetherness. And I think coming from the United States, we don't really have that. We have it maybe with our family, our friends, our little circles and things like this, or maybe we have a group of people that are associates, not necessarily in our inner circle. But here I feel like Mexico has taught me how to embrace people that are not of my blood per se. And that comes from the people. I think that they just give you this sense of being and belonging. And I think we miss being that way. I think we miss being in community. And here, that's what I feel. And I think that that was one of the things I didn't expect. I didn't move here thinking I want to be in community. I really moved here because of my own reasons, to do with my child, to be somewhere safer and all the things. And I know that sounds cliche to people, or opposite, I should say. When people think of Mexico, they think, oh, let's be scared of the big bad Mexico. But I actually do feel safer here. And having those factors, in addition to being embraced by the community, the people, the energy, the spirit, everything about the city, that's why I said I'll be here forever.
I think too, when you say that, like, I can't imagine you specifically as somebody who didn't always build community. So since you brought it up, let's get into that. Like, both of you, the community, the Black expat community in San Miguel is outstanding. It's immediately welcoming. It's like, I don't know these people, but as soon as you get there, as soon as you know, at each gathering, it's like, oh, I do know them. It's like something. It's hard to explain. Okay, this is the juju part of the of the video. It's hard to explain, but when you meet any person of color in San Miguel, it's like a kindred spirit almost immediately, right? So talk about like creating community, Michelle and Tracie, but Michelle specifically, like when you got there, did you have to build it, or did you naturally welcome people to the city?
Well, I think naturally, in general, I've always wanted people to enjoy the things that made me feel good. You know, if it was a place that felt magical, San Miguel, I was excited to share that with people, because I've been more of a private person, you know, and the thought of putting my life on YouTube in front of a camera and recording things, or sharing, you know, things about my personal life, or bringing even my child into this mix, felt really strange initially. But I remember being kind of encouraged by people that I spoke to on the phone, or I did Zooms in the beginning. They encouraged me. They were like, well, people want to know about this place. They want to know about your life. They want to know about another option. And I think when I started thinking about this, and my sense of always bringing people together, like I've always been the glue and the equation of my family. I love entertaining in terms of cooking. I don't necessarily, and Tracie knows this, I don't necessarily have to be right in the mix, but I like to feed people, and I like to see them eat and be happy, and the conversations and the joy and the you know, community spirit that comes out of that, and what's left behind. Like when everyone leaves my house, I still feel this. I still feel it, and I feel it in such a way that I want it to continue to just be around me, and others come and experience that. And to me, when I think about living in the US, where I came from, I was kind of lonely, you know, not in a way that I needed to have a relationship, but in a way that I wanted to have this. I wanted to have more sisterhood. I wanted to have more community. I wanted to do things that meant more than having happy hour drinks at a bar, a 2-for-1. I wanted people to come and congregate and not rush to leave because we rushed through dinner and we said whatever, gossiped a little, got mad about something, and then, you know, we left. It's like the conversations we have are just so much healthier, and they just they feel different, you know. And I just think that it's special. It's really special here.
And we can feel it, and we love to eat your food. We love when you have gatherings. It's nothing like a Casa ELM gathering. Tracie, what does community specifically in San Miguel mean to you? Yeah.
So prior to moving or leaving the country, I based my business model on building safe spaces for Black women. The United States is not a safe place for Black women, And I really just embedded the fabric of community, safe spaces where we can just be and exist without judgment, but support. And that was the fabric of my business model and structure. So in coming here, it was, I think Michelle had, it was the brunch at the end of the month, with the first week that we had gotten here. And putting yourself out there when you are in a new place is really important, especially abroad, because you can't exist successfully without community. And the States preaches and teaches individualism for, for colonial reasons, for just you have to exist and live, and everything is so expensive. So you're always on the go. So being able to cultivate community is it's non-existent. So in my journey, and having been lonely too, and when I lived in Atlanta, had checked all the boxes as far as like what they determine success is. And it wasn't successful to me because I missed that part. So I prayed for a Black women community. And so in coming here, like Michelle's like my sister. She was gone a long time. And I was like, girl, if you don't get your Black ass home now, okay, you've been gone. Okay, come on now.
Where's she going to
It was like, okay, yeah, I'm glad you're going on. And we were like talking about shit, but like I was dealing with shit. Her food. It was really like that. So when we met that first day, and she said, like, you have good energy. And I was like, I do. I wasn't, I was just, that was my first time, but it was uncomfortable to put yourself out there because we're not used to that in the States, but it is vital for a successful life abroad. So here in SMA, when I tell y'all I got the Black girl community I was praying for, when I tell y'all that we are all business women, and to me that means so much. I don't sit alone in that space. And in the States I did. It was no one else who really had successful, thriving businesses the way that I did. So I didn't have anybody to like bounce ideas off of, or someone who wasn't in, silent competition with me, because I'm not going to compete with nobody else but the woman in the mirror. So here in San Miguel, it has provided that. And it is definitely a sisterhood. It is definitely the community that I prayed for.
Absolutely. Same. It's beautiful because I don't even have sisters, never had a sister. I have 4 brothers. So I've walked often in my masculine energy in so many ways, whether it was, protection for my brothers when they were younger, whatever, because I'm the eldest. But it's always been one of the things that I think I wanted to have, like closer female relationships. And I have it here magically because I didn't come here looking for it. And it's just a beautiful thing. Yeah.
And it's organic. It's not forced.
Right.
That's another thing. It's like, it's not forced.
Mm-hmm.
So you both said a lot of things that I want to unpack. But first of all, the part about the US, right, isolating us. And making it so that we're individualists right here. And then when you move abroad, you can immediately, rediscover yourself, right? Reimagine yourself, take all of those shackles and all of that off. So Tracie, specifically, you just shared a video, and it's in that video you said that leaving the US saved your life. Can you share some of the thoughts about that, around that subject?
There's so much societal pressures that people feel in the States, and even more so now with the political climate that's going on over there. I could not imagine, and I say it to everybody, I don't know how you guys are doing it, because we had checked all of the boxes, as many of us have, when it comes to what they say success is supposed to look like. And I was miserable. Like, I had the big house, I had the big box car, I had all of the things that they said I was supposed to accomplish. And when I tell you, I would lay in my closet, because I turned one of my bedrooms into my closet, and I would lay on the floor and cry. I would lay on the floor and cry. And just having like anxiety attacks, or, having had panic attacks, and, all of the stuff. And geography in my case definitely made a difference, because once I shedded that and my life was able to slow down, and I was able to reimagine my life. I'm just doing things that could only dream about. Yeah, it's just been a beautiful experience, but it's an experience that you deserve to have, and you have to give yourself grace while experiencing it. We put so much emphasis on the leave, we don't put enough emphasis on now we have to settle and stay and get acclimated. Because if you don't give yourself grace during the first year to potentially even two, it will send you packing back.
This is true. I've seen
And
it.
if you don't change your mindset, right?
Ooh,
Hmm.
come
Yeah.
on, Yvonne.
Because
Yes.
we talk about, these catchphrases now, right? That they almost become cliches, but they're really true. Like the soft girl era, right? This is your soft girl era, or thriving versus, surviving. Um, But when you move, and not even move permanently, you take a sabbatical, when you leave your toxic environment just for a little bit, you'll see that these phrases are a thing, right? They mean something. You have something to hold on to, experiences to shape what these phrases mean.
Mhm.
And Michelle, how do you think living abroad, like what was your quality of life like in comparison? What is it like now in comparison to that when you were living in the States?
Well, oh, gosh, there's so many things I could say, but I feel too like I've gotten into a comfort zone living here. Like it's my norm now, right? The things that I get to enjoy, the quality of life. So when I go back to the US, I'm trying always to be careful that it doesn't sound like I'm bragging, right? Like, oh, I have this and I have that and blah, blah, blah. Because that is what my everyday routine is. But in the United States, I didn't have the village experience. I was a single mom there. I'm a single mom here. When I tell you the support is real in so many ways, in addition to being able to feel more like relaxed in letting my child go off and partake in things versus when I was in the US. Clearly, he was younger then, but I can really relax in someone picking him up in the morning and taking him to school. I would have probably never done that in the US unless it was a bus, with the school itself, not just a taxi person. Things like this, being able to afford help with my business, my life, my house, asking people, hey, do you know someone that knows someone? Here, it's just such a community-based word of mouth situation that nothing feels complicated to solve. Sometimes with the language, it is a challenge. So I don't want to sugarcoat everything. But for the most part, we get to enjoy so much beauty, so many good things about living here, the activities that are available to us at a very affordable price. And I can talk about sticker shock because I just came back from traveling in the US and Jamaica, which I love my people, but it was expensive, and when I got home, I just really continued to relish in the fact that this is my life, give me, some good food for half the price, get that help for half the price. As I was traveling, I remember having that reverse thing, that reverse culture shock kind of thing, where I was like, people are not as friendly, not as approachable in some places. I know this sounds snooty, but it's true. I had to do my own laundry. Just saying.
No.
Again,
That goes into quality of
no,
life. That goes into
yes,
quality of life.
One
yes.
one of the things too is I just dropped a video inside my leader lounge about staffing your life.
Mm.
And San Miguel has allowed me to staff my life. And it's a whole nother thing when you're able to staff your life just to make your life a little bit easier so you can focus on the rest aspect, but giving honor to the people who help support your life as well too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I get the most amazing messages from the lady who's my right hand person. And it's such a good feeling because I feel like it pushes me to to say work harder, because we're continue through my processes so I can support
Yeah.
the individuals who also lean on me in some way. And honestly, it's a great feeling when I get like these messages at Christmas or whenever, like all, I get them all through the year. I get messages. When I was traveling, I got a nice long message from her, and I was to tears. I was to tears. Yesterday I had a rough day and we were talking about it, and next thing I know, I'm busting out in tears, and she's like, it's okay. We're like support. So the thing is not just, oh, exchange or transaction. It's
Yeah.
really something where it feels like, okay, they become a part of your life too. And I do not take any of those things for granted. I don't take the friends I have here for granted. I don't take the people who help me for granted. I never feel above anyone in any capacity. I am always grateful that I am able to live in this place. I
Yes.
say it all the time. I love Mexico. Thank you, Mexico, for receiving me
Right.
as
Right.
this person wants to put out immigrant, whatever you want to call me, alien, expat, foreigner, stranger to the land.
Thank you.
Anything you want to call me, I don't care. I
Yes.
love living in Mexico.
Yes.
Heart Mexico.
Yeah.
Thank you for receiving me, especially as a person of color. I feel safe
Yeah.
here. I love my life. I love my life in this country. So
I love
muchas gracias para todo.
Sí, sí, también.
Sí.
Yes. And let's we're going to take a pause to acknowledge people in the room. Chanel, hi, thank you for joining us. I think this is one of your people just stopping by to say hello and wish you all have a great day. Hopefully one day I can finally leave this country. Yeah, we are with you. We are there with you. And let's you addressed it, but let's talk about that. Yes. Expat, immigrant, all of that is interchangeable, right? Let's talk about how, when you move to another country, whatever country you're in, how you integrate yourself, right? How you connect to the region, connect to the people of that country. What is the difference between visiting and like really making yourself an integral part and helping the community wherever you are? Let's talk about that. Tracie, what are your thoughts on?
So I think I'm starting to talk about this more. When I knew I wanted to live in Mexico, I actually asked permission to the elements. I went to the water when I
Yes.
was in Mexico in Tulum, and I asked permission of the land, like if it's meant for me to be here, because I want to. I want to do it the right way, and it has been, with the exception of one hurdle, major hurdle, but it's been really smooth. And I can see the forces. We literally experienced the forces of guiding us where we were supposed to be. And it has allowed us to settle and make community and have friends that are family that have enriched our life and our quality of
Yeah.
life.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know, it just means everything to me. I've never experienced a connection to the states as far as the land is concerned, because that land is so tainted in our blood through our ancestors that I never felt like I belonged. But to be in a place to where you feel like you're supposed to be here, and the fact that I asked permission to be here of the land, I think it has helped to cement, but also like protect us in a way to make sure that we thrive.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And I love that you did that ritual. I know in this space, I always say, this is not, I didn't build this house. So I don't know who was here before me. But when I first moved in it and I knew what my intentions were, I literally, and I still do it, I run my hands along the house and I say, speak to me. What do you want me to do here? Because I do feel that is a healing space. And it's been really special and beautiful. So, yeah, grateful for all of it.
And I still live in the States, but I'll just say I think it's important. That's why my space is for women of the diaspora, right?
Mhm.
Black and brown women, because especially now, in this time, there is no separation. We are not separated. We are
Right.
people of the diaspora, and regardless of what region, what country, what ethnicity you feel you align yourself with. In this time, it's time for us to bond together. That's why this space is for both, especially as some of them are, coming to the US, and we are trying to find home in, some of their countries. So I do appreciate that you joined us. And so, yes, immigrant, expat, um, all of that is interchangeable, but I think it's important for us to find commonality with each other so that we can be prepared for what's coming, whatever that
Absolutely.
is, right? For the people who want to keep us suppressed and oppressed, all of us together. They want to
Mhm.
keep their foot on our necks. So, it's important for us to find commonality. So that's all I would say about that. For
Agreed.
everyone else, Angel, thank you for joining us. For people, I see we have a few people in the chat who has not introduced themselves. I don't know who you are unless you say hello. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, and share if you are enjoying this conversation. Angel says, hello, ladies. I recently obtained my temp residency visa.
Congratulations.
I'm looking to come to San Miguel to complete the process. Does Casa ELM help facilitate with INM or just relocation tours or both?
We do both. If you need assistance, usually what we do, like I have a guest this week who just got her residency a few days ago. I had 3 last week who came and they got their residency here. They get the approval on the other side, and then they come here. We help you get to the place. We help you connect with a facilitator that will help you with the paperwork process and things like that. So we kind of offer the relocation tour, which offers all the information you need to know, but we also facilitate people who want to come here and be a part of the soft landing in San Miguel and not just do the paperwork, but also connect with the community, because that's a huge part of what we're talking about. It really is what makes integration into a new country, a new city, a new place easier and more, people kind of do like the technical things, but you also have the emotional things, the things that make you feel like you want to be a part of that community. Finding a house is one thing, but having a home with people that you want to invite to your house is a whole other thing. And that's what SMA is about. And that's what Casa ELM promotes. We are the catalyst for that.
Thank you for that question, Angel. Tracie, you also have a space that you rent out for people who are coming to San Miguel?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm getting ready to open up another one. I'm on a
Okay.
hunt for a couple things, but mine is going to be more so centered around content creators, because there's a lot of content that is being created here, but there's something that is missing. So
Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned. We will stay tuned for that. So thank you for the question, Angel, which we're going to use that as a bridge to talk about the business, right? We're going to use that as a transition to talk about your Black Blossom Retreat, right? Both of you women are business bosses in your own right. What made you decide to come together, bring your talents together to provide this rest and wellness retreat for Black and brown women?
Tracie?
Oh man, this button. I swear that's why, we're kindred spirits, because it was one day we had a meeting, Michelle and I don't know what we were talking about. And then I don't know who posted, maybe it was myself or I think it was probably me, but a collaboration of some sort. And we talked about the details, but she was like, I was thinking the exact same thing, but she didn't want to do it alone. And I was thinking the exact same thing, but I didn't want to do it alone. And so we married the idea of creating luxury travel experiences for Black women, because those are the things that we like for ourselves, but also integrating the model of safe space for us, because we understand how important it is. And so hence Black Blossom came about. And the first thing to launch out of that is the Rest and Wellness Retreat happening in Oaxaca next month. And what's really good too is like we have other excursions that are coming about, and the retreat is going to be an annual thing for women who are leaders and bosses but need a break, and who are high achieving women who prefer a certain type of experience. And Michelle is so good, like she's like, I'll do the other stuff, and I was like, I just really want to focus on the retreat part. And so we just kind of our styles just complement each other, and our innovation also supports one another, and I love that about us.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Ditto, ditto, ditto. No, it's been a great collaboration. We've had some amazing women supporting us on the back end as well. So it's really beautiful because they live here too, and we're able to work with them, but we're also able to work with each other and continue to bring people together in the way that we would like to be brought together, Black women especially. But in addition to that, my portion of how we even became Black Blossom is I love Mexico. I'm going back to this again. And I really would like people to see Mexico in an off the beaten trail kind of way. And this was the start of that, going to a place that probably never heard of. And I've been there, just going to places in Mexico that always have me with my jaw dropping because I just never knew. And I get there and I'm sort of just taken aback. And then it's that same thing in me where I want other people to experience this. I want you all to see this too. I want you to come and enjoy your life as well in this space. And you don't have to go far because Mexico is right here. So it's been amazing. I'm really looking forward to next month.
Me too.
Okay, yes, retreat, Chanel. I just dropped the link if you want to take a look. But you all tell us about this retreat. What is this retreat going to give us? Why do we need to come? Why is it a luxury? Why do you feel it's important for Black and brown women to experience luxury during this time? So get into all of this. Sell the trip.
Tracie.
Okay. Why? Well, first, the reason why is I think one of the things that Michelle and I agreed upon, it was really about the quality versus the quantity. So we are going to be on the coast of Huatuco, which is the beach part of the beach, of Oaxaca. And we've bought out the whole hotel. So it's just our group.
So it's intimate.
It's intimate. And then we have experiences along the way. So there'll be a welcome experience once everybody gets there the day of. We are going to have daily sunrise yoga with Tahara. That is, to just wake up right and get centered in your body. I'm going to be doing a workshop. We're going to be doing a beachside sunset dinner as a finale. And and a pool party because we have, of course, the pool, but we also have the ocean too. And we really just want women you don't have to participate in anything if you don't want to, or you can participate in everything. And because of certain questions that came about, it just created like smaller packages. Like if you want to just be, have the experience, but not be in the resort or the hotel itself, you can still partake in the Black Blossom experience of, the resort providing all of the food, and you get to partake in the experiences that I just mentioned.
Right. And there'll be a pleasure workshop.
Yeah.
With Tracie. I have to talk about that because
I'll be doing a workshop. It's really about like how are we going to center ourselves and continue to center ourselves as Black women. I look at pleasure differently than people do. I look at pleasure from a sensory aspect. So how are you, like everything we experience should be pleasurable. What we listen to, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel, what we see. And if it's not, then we need to make sure that we adjust it. So how do we do that? But it shouldn't just be a one-off experience or a one-time experience. It's how do we embed these practices into our everyday life?
Absolutely. Love that. Fresh meals all day, 3 times a day. And all these things are included, round trip transportation from the hotel. There will be the option if you want to potentially do horseback riding on the beach. You could do that. We have people doing massages. I know that's Tracie's thing.
Tracie is the
We just need
horseback
to add
riding
that.
queen. Yes,
I was like, we need to add that just as an experience because
Right.
yes, that's a recent add-on. Yes.
That's going to be a recent add-on.
Yes, we're doing a photo shoot. We're going to
Right.
have a closing ceremony, an all-white closing ceremony, which will, we'll incorporate some of the elements, the natural elements, and just, bonding, having time to relax and being pampered and taken care of in a very calming place. I've been there multiple times over the years, and it's just really beautiful. It's funny because I sometimes am like, well, what did I do all day? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing much. I should say nothing much. I was in the hammock, I read, I got a massage, I woke up, I got, spoiled and treated, and it's just peaceful and quiet. And you get back home, you feel refreshed, reset, rejuvenated. So yeah, we're excited about it.
And it's also about like sisterhood, women of, just coming together, being able to meet one another or experience each other differently without any kind of pressures. Everything is taken care of for you. A place to just kind of really let your hair down and just be. And I think that we have an issue with being. We don't know how to not do and just be. And this is something that we strongly believe in, providing a space for Black women to just breathe.
Absolutely. Agreed.
It sounds amazing.
Yes. One space left.
Who has been to that area? Hello, Donetta Adams from Columbus, Ohio. She's visited Merida. And it's not about the right climate for me. I love the feel in Mexico, and I'm looking for a place to retire and escape the Trump way. Yes, we all are. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You said there's one space left, right? And the space is at a huge discount, almost half off. Because you're trying to fill it. It is coming soon. When is the trip? What date?
March 25th through March 30th. So it's a Tuesday through Sunday. You would fly into Hualtuco, which is HUX airport. And I don't know that there are a ton of direct flights to that airport, but there are some out of Dallas and maybe some other states, but you can connect in Texas or connect in Mexico City. Yes, and everything else will be taken care of. Once you're part of the process, we will add you to our WhatsApp group. We are at 12? Are we 12, 14 people total? Yeah. It's going to be beautiful.
And tell us about the area a little bit more.
So we're on the Pacific coast on the southwestern side, blue waters. It's beautiful. Oaxaca beach line or the beach ocean area is so lovely. Please look it up. It's, to me, one of the more pure kind of parts of the regions in Mexico where there is an ocean. It's not overcrowded. It's really lovely. Salchi itself is a very small kind of community where there are houses, but it's not overrun. There are no hotels except the one we're staying in, which is a boutique hotel. And it's just a very calm area to be in. The ocean is right there. You have fresh food, all the things. It's just, to me, more authentic than going to, somewhere else in Mexico, like a resort in the Yucatan or whatever. Nothing wrong with those things, but this is going to be special, right?
That part. Aren't you tired of going to Cancun? Aren't you tired of going to Tulum? Aren't you tired of going even Mexico City? Like, and Oaxaca, I love. First of all, it's in Oaxaca, the region.
Yes, it is in Oaxaca.
Oaxaca has the best food, so I know the food is going to be amazing. like she said, you can either get the last room in the boutique hotel, or you can go stay in the area and get the add-on packages. Add-on
Yeah,
packages, the food package or the experience package, right?
or both.
Or
Or
both.
both.
Mhm.
Do both because it just makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you don't stay with us, and I want to say this, if you're searching on Airbnb, you make sure it says Salchi, okay? Because Airbnb will pull other things up. And if you're not in Salchi, you're not going to be in the retreat. You're going to be somewhere else, okay? So spelled Salchi, Oaxaca.
Okay, so pause for the cause. Tracie, I know you have to go. Is there anything that you want to share before you log out?
No, thank you so much for having us here to talk about this amazing experience. I know we are looking forward to it. And, I can't wait to get there and just be. It's
Listen,
gonna be so fun. I mean, I haven't been to Oaxaca, so I've been to a lot of other places around this country, but Oaxaca is a place that has been on my list since forever.
Yes.
So I'm making it a total experience. So for people who are thinking about how can you maximize your time there, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go into Oaxaca City. We're staying for like a week or about a week in Oaxaca City, and then we'll go over to the coast. So just thinking about how you can maximize on your time while you're in the state of Oaxaca.
Yes. And
okay.
I've been there tons of times, so.
Well, Michelle's going to stay with us. We're going to talk, continue to talk.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tracie.
Bye,
Hopefully,
sweetie.
if I might snag this last, if nobody in this chat and nobody in this room jumps on that last today, the last room, I might see you soon. But thank you for coming. Yes.
Thank you. All right.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Okay, Michelle. All
Yes,
right.
dear.
So we talked about the Black Blossom Rest and Wellness Retreat, right?
Mhm, mhm,
Someone mentioned Casa ELM. We had a question about Casa ELM earlier.
mhm.
We're going to get into that, but I want to say hey to Hi Kiyoka. Hello, ma'am. We
Hi,
have our
Susan.
fellow sis in here, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle, Miss
Hi, Michelle.
Ingenuity. Hi, other Michelle. I'm Michelle, but this is
Yes,
Michelle Watson. I'm Michelle
yes,
Wedderburn. She is our official sponsor with her Ingenuity. That is intentionally spelled that way. She sponsors all the tea at Casa ELM and has done so for over 2 years. And when I tell you, you need to get with that if you're a tea drinker, even if you're not. And she also has a new book that recently came out as well. It's amazing. Her brand, how she explains everything, the wellness aspects that are associated with her tea brands. It's incredible. So check her out. It's ingenuityandspicecompany.com.
yes.
So
And if you are a friend of this channel, you know we Michelle is one of our sisters.
yes,
We have interviewed her a few times, both with the book and the teas. I'm drinking her tea now.
yes,
Um,
hot mess. I love that cup.
yes,
Love
because
it.
but yes, thank you for joining us, Michelle. Are you going to be in this trip next month? Are you going?
I don't
Um,
think she signed up for it. I hope
let us
you all
know,
come out.
lady.
It's going to be fun because some of the people that are coming, practically everyone I know in some way, they've either come to Casa ELM or they're a client or something. I don't know. It's going to
It's
be cool.
always a good time. And Casa ELM, okay, so let's talk about Casa ELM, right? Let's talk about you building a business when
Mhm.
you get there. And we talk about soft girl era and how your quality of life's changed, but you are busy. It's not
Mhm.
like you are sitting there on your, twiddling your thumbs in San
No,
Miguel on
no.
the beach, you did come back from a trip, but you are busy and
Yeah,
you are adding on different um, business opportunities to what you already have existing. So
absolutely.
let's for people who are unfamiliar, let's talk about Casa ELM.
Oh,
Um,
where to start?
I know, I know.
Where to start? So I don't consider myself soft girl anything. Okay. I'm
Because
just
you
going
be
to
working.
say it straight. But I can say it's rewarding. It's very rewarding for me because I have worked in corporate. I worked in corporate for almost 15 years, literally out of high school, for about 15 years. So let's say high school, I graduated in 86. Okay, that's how old I am. And I worked for all those years, very unsatisfying jobs in general, but I definitely climbed the ladder. I went to school, went to college, got my degree, all the things. But I always felt like an oddball in these spaces, and I think a lot of us do. But I'm actually someone who, I'll just blow up the bridge and start all over again. So that's happened quite often in my life, where I didn't want to work and just continue to work and not be happy with what I was doing. So in this chapter, I can honestly say that it's been so wonderful. I have never worked this hard in my life in terms of ownership, being an entrepreneur in Mexico. But I recognize what I'm doing. And I'm like, when I tell you I'm grateful, I'm really, really grateful. I'm humbled by the fact that people buy plane tickets to come to a place they've probably never heard of before, maybe a video or maybe something Stephanie or Rashida may have said, or whomever, yourself, Yvonne, anyone that's been here before or heard about it. And then they jump on the plane and they book a room or they book an experience with Casa ELM. So for me, that's beautiful, right? And I'm happy to be a part of so many journeys, especially the ones that end where they move here and we continue the relationship in a whole different way. So it's really been really beautiful. And so, yeah, soft life is really not a part of my title. I'm busy. Soft life meaning I get help. I do get help, but I'm doing a lot. But I can say this in closing that subject in general is being able to take 7 weeks off this past 2 months was really something for me to sit back and say, I would not have been able to do this in a corporate job. I would not have been able to, per se, do this in other capacities where I worked before for people. And it was so beautiful to have this time with my son and to do things that I intended to do, because I spent 3+ weeks in Jamaica intentionally to explore my ancestral roots, to drive the entire island with my son in a car and just have at it alone. And so for me to be able to do that is a result of having faith in starting this business 3 years ago and choosing how my chapter is going to play out and how it will be written. Yeah.
But it all goes into the rest and wellness theme of this video, right? You need it, all the work that you're doing, rest and wellness is essential.
Yes.
To come back so that you can pour into other people on this retreat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I have worked. I was telling someone, I said, prior to this time frame, I had just worked like 2 years straight, even though I did a little, maybe 1 week or a couple days here and there. But for two years, I was just like, go, go, go. And it takes me about a week to really come down off of I got to do this and I got to do that. And I have to, I kind of toyed with, should I bring my computer or not? And I ended up bringing it. And I still worked, but it was just a different mindset. And I came back ready for you. So come on down.
So soft girl, that is not part of your title, but you do provide soft life experiences at Casa ELM. Because when I tell you, when you go to Casa ELM, first of all, the feeling when you walk in the door, you can feel it, like all the love that she's been talking about, all the camaraderie, all of that, like somehow is still there. So when you walk into that, you can feel it's like an open arm welcome when you walk into the house. That's number one. So the aura of the house is amazing. But the care and attention to detail that you provide guests is you walk in, it's like the beds feel like clouds. It's so
that was intentional.
It is y'all, I'm telling you, listen, it is so wonderful. So tell us why that building this was important for you. Building this space in San Miguel was important for you.
Well, I started recognizing when people were contacting me prior to me having kind of the consultation situation online. It was a need. And as I said earlier in our interview, it was always something to me to share the things that brought me joy, right? Whether it was a travel experience, living, the things that I feel like a child inside sometimes where I'm just so excited. I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And I want other people to experience that peace. I want them to experience the quality of life, the calm. And when I talk to my closer friends and I listen to, their everyday thing, and then I'm like, it's like, I want to say, just come on over here, you could be taken care of better. And so I get excited and I want to share that. So Casa ELM allowed me to become this thing where I can talk about the space that I live in, not just a house, the physical house, but the city, the country, and the things that bring me so much quality of life and joy. And now being able to house people in it, that's always been like a super special. Like I always wanted to have a space over the past 20, probably 25 years of my life. This was something that I thought would be right up my alley. And so this allows me to do that, but also fill a void. And that void being, all of us that are a part of this pioneering movement of coming together as women, Black women especially, talking about the things we wanted to do, connecting. I think it was Stephanie Perry who mentioned the other day something about those of us that felt a little bit out of place, a little odd, a little different. That's me. I don't feel out of place, but I know I'm a little bit like the black sheep, right? That's rolling around the world, like doing my thing, and being able to house a space where people can come and enjoy and not feel like, left out in some ways. Because a lot of times when we share our thoughts and ideas like this with our close friends and families, they don't get it. So now you can
Or they don't
connect in a
encourage it.
different place. They don't encourage it. They're afraid for you.
Yes.
They're afraid in general. They give you all kinds of warning. And that alone can become a great cloud where you may stray away from the things that's like a burning desire that you just never,
Right.
no one ever supported that for you. And so I
Right.
think this is a great time in history where we can find and connect with people that are like-minded. So Casa ELM is for that. Yeah.
And imagine telling, whatever your friends, your mother, your sister, like, I'm moving out of the country. I'm moving to such and such city.
Yeah.
When you don't know anybody, I'm going to set up a business. I'm going to run a guest house. We'll be looking at you like, what? So.
I didn't tell anybody anything. I just did it. And I was like,
That's the
welcome.
point. Yes.
Welcome.
That's the secret. Listen,
Yeah.
that's the secret. Keep your stuff close to your chest. And then when you open that house, they're going to be like,
They get it after. They get it. You
Mhm.
have to sometimes do things because if you're not strong mind, strong will, it's easy to get like pushed off your path. If you don't have that faith, if you don't step out on faith, if you don't follow your intuition. I've learned that so much throughout my life, but I've really learned it in this process. It was just like, okay, we're just going to do this and let's see. And I think, what do you have to lose? I mean, of course, money,
Right.
but you can earn money. You can't earn time. So time and achieving things that you really want, that you feel here, that you feel the burning desire, passion, whatever it is, it's like time. Just do it. Because if you keep thinking about it, 1 year passes, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you're still thinking about it, go for it,
And you did it when it's a trend now, right? So now you don't have to be alone. Now you can look on YouTube, or now you can join a Facebook group, or now you have all these people who are showing you at every age that you can do it. But you did it before it became a trend, right? You did it at the early, it was before COVID.
2021. Well, the move, I did it in 2018. But even before then, I mean, the official move, I have been in and out of Mexico, built a house in Mexico, in Oaxaca, not where we're staying,
Right.
but somewhat close, about 40 minutes away, back in 20, no, wait, I don't remember. I want to say 2010 or 11.
Wow.
Yes, so that's still there. It's
Yeah.
with my ex, but we're still friends. It's still there. I go there sometimes. But yeah, you didn't see us, period, in Mexico like that. Like,
But now you do, and now you don't
yeah,
have to reinvent the wheel, and now you don't have to create the community because the community has been created for you,
yes.
especially in San Miguel. If they want to come check out San Miguel, what
Mhm.
kind of services do you provide? Trips, retreats at Casa ELM.
Well, first, the website CasaELM.com is your best friend. Go to the events page and you can see all of the things that we are doing this year. Our top thing is relocation tours. We have full weeks and half week tours for those who have busy schedules. The half week tour just kind of gets to the point. Pretty much, it's the essentials of what you need. I want to say hi to Jewel. Hi. Um, and anyone else that I didn't say hello to, sorry. But the half week tour kind of gets you right to the point. It gives you all the essentials, the immigration presentation, real estate, neighborhood tour, medical insurance, a welcome dinner. Of course, I'm always going to cook for you, even if you're not on the package. If I'm cooking, you get some. And
And
I just,
did she mention she's Jamaican? So
yeah,
the
I am
food
just,
is good. Her oxtails are bomb.
thank you.
Her,
Gracias.
that's always my request when I go. Okay, good.
Oxtails. Okay, but you have to try my oxtail dumplings, girl.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, they're so good. I'm always experimenting, but so we do that, and then we have our Peace Not Pieces, which is a annual women's retreat that is about just what the title says, being at peace and not in pieces. It's facilitated by two amazing women that they're psychotherapists, but they also are artists, and we work for a whole week using art therapy, and it's such a beautiful experience. We do temazcal, we do self-care, we journal, we go to the hot springs, all the things that are relaxing. We have masseuse come and take care of us in the house, and there's a lot of talking. People who want to go walking in the morning, we do that. So it's a week of incredible bonding and support in so many ways. It's so moving. It was something that came out of my personal experience. We also do meetups once a year in October. I started that last year, so that's like a 3-day thing. During the meetup last year, we had 10 or 11 beautiful women that came, and we enjoyed ourselves. The first night we had a meet and greet, happy hour, and dinner on a rooftop in San Miguel, because we're known for our rooftops. If you didn't know, look it up. And on Saturday, we did a historic city walk, and then we had lunch and we hung out. Hung out for hours. And Sunday, we had an all-white brunch at a vineyard, beautiful. It was just an amazing 3-day weekend. And then there are just other things that are happening throughout the year. We have the sabbaticals, so you can check everything out at the events page at Casa ELM.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I know. But if you cannot make the Black Blossom retreat, you have other opportunities to bond with these sisters, to
Yes.
go to San Miguel to check it out. If you are considering moving to another country, the relocation tour, you can check it out, and Peace and Pieces. So go to her website,
Yes.
CasaELM.com. All of these different workshops, retreats are listed there
On the
and
events page.
on the events page. And Jewel, aka Mrs. Bohemian Soul,
Yes.
she is vouching for the dumplings.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm vouching. Listen, any event, Michelle is the hostess with the mostest. She is going to make you feel how like it could be 30 people in the room. It could be 30 people at this event. We're all laughing. We're all comfortable. I don't know how she does it. She's providing food, the vibes,
Drinks. Yeah,
anything. So I
I love
know.
that.
Yes,
I
yes.
love
So
it. I do. I really do. Like a
do.
lot of times, everyone's sitting in the living room, and I'm in the kitchen making my salmon and curry salmon and grits or whatever. And I'm
Yes.
just like, I love hearing everyone talking and just feeling happy. Like I said, it's something about bringing that into the house where when I ask people that, do you want to come and hang out? I have some guests. I want them to meet some ladies in the community. People say yes. Like there's something so special about that yes. And it makes me feel like I want to cook more. I want to prepare more. I want, it's a lot of work, but I enjoy it so much because when everyone leaves, it's still in the house. Like, I don't know how to explain this
I
other
tried
than
to do it. You
it's
can't explain
here.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just here. Like there have been so many times when someone left to go home and I sit on the couch and it just feels amazing. It's sort of like the house and the space is saying, yes, this is a good thing, right? People leave and I had so many repeat customers. So thank you all. I also forgot to say, we do individual rooms as well. So if you just want to come and book a room, you can do that. You don't have to do a package. People ask me that all the time. Yes, you can stay in a room. You choose a room of your choice. I have people who come and they say, I only want to be in this room. So I'll call it, like, for example, Miss Gloria. She's like, you make sure my room is there for me when I'm coming on these dates, and I do. I make sure that it's there for them. I've had repeat customers, many in the same year, 2, 3, 4 times. So it's a vibe, and I'm not bragging. It is really a vibe. And
You're not bragging, and
yes,
that's the only place I'm saying in San Miguel. It's
yeah,
crazy, and first of all, the house is beautiful. Do you have a
thank you.
video on your channel, which is
Mhm.
posted below, just
I
to give you the
can.
tour of the house?
Yes, I'll try to find it while we're talking. So
Okay.
yeah.
The house is gorgeous. I did a half tour on, actually Michelle is the first video that I did last year on my birthday. So, that's my very first video for the channel, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
really like a reunion in here with Jewel and Michelle,
Yes.
and Kyoka. So
I
again,
don't know.
if you are liking this content, please like it, please share it. If you have
Yes.
plans to go to San Miguel,
Hold
and
on,
check it
that's
out, please
sorry. Mhm.
check out Casa ELM at CasaELM.com to see how you can book a room there. If there are any questions for Michelle about the retreat, about the Black Blossom Retreat, or about Casa ELM, please put them in the chat so that we can get answers for you.
Oh, here it is. Here's one live that I did that was pretty much a tour of the house. So I'll share the link.
Okay. Can you
And I don't know. It says join the chat, and then
I'll
it
put it
tells
in.
me
I'll put it in the
how do I get it to you on
I'll
private.
send it to me on the WhatsApp,
Private.
and I'll put it in. Yeah.
Here you go. Okay, now this thing is talking. Hold up. Okay, I just gave it to
I
you
got it.
in the private.
Mm-hmm.
That is the virtual tour that I did live. There are a few more, but I think that was kind of the more thorough one.
Okay. So, I saw on your channel that you are opening. It's not a restaurant, but you're doing catering.
Not quite. No, I'm not doing catering. I cook Jamaican food when I have the time.
Okay.
So, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because one, being here, first of all, like I said, I love to entertain. Being in this space and seeing, there's definitely Mexican food, there's Italian, there's some Asian outlets, and, there are a few other ethnic things happening. Of course, Chef Jackie and now her soul food. She's amazing. She's trained, technically trained, and does amazing things. But Jamaican food for me is just my soul, okay? Because that's what I grew up eating. So I don't know what other people grew up eating, but I just know good food comes from my mom's kitchen, from my
No, that's
ancestors, the
yes.
seasonings, and how we prepare things. And so when I started like doing the dinners for Casa Elm, I wanted to get creative, which I did, and I do, and I continue to do so. And I decided I would try to bring that to life in San Miguel.
Okay.
And so sometimes I I'm on a roll where it's like, okay, on Fridays and Saturdays, I'm going to make this, and you pre-order, I prepare, I package, and then someone comes and picks it up and delivers it to your house. I'm not consistent because every time I see the ones who order all the time, like I saw someone last week and she's like, by the way, when are you going to start cooking? And I was like, I just got back. Like, I'm
I
hitting
just
the
got
ground
back.
running.
Give me a second.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work just cooking for 1 day or 2 days. So I can't imagine people who run restaurants. So I would like to, but I think it's not so easy to execute and train someone,
Yeah.
because honestly, I think cooking is just a part of your DNA. Like
Yeah.
that, how
Especially
you
for
do
people,
it.
you're in the area where everyone does not know how to cook Jamaican food, especially even if you give them the recipe, right? So
Yeah, you can't, there's only but so much showing. It takes
yeah,
time. And so we're going through the growth process of trying to figure out, who can help assist this process, not just a sous chef. Like I need a person who knows how to make rice and peas. That's not easy, especially
yeah.
when you're dealing with different type of rice. The rice here is very different from other places. So yeah, but I brought a whole suitcase full of seasonings back. I brought seeds I brought
You
ackee.
smuggled them in. You smuggled.
Wait, let me block my face. Yup, I did. I did. I got ackee seeds. I planted them yesterday. Scotch bonnie pepper seeds, Jamaican apple tree seeds. Let's see
Y'all,
what
she has
happens.
time. The video is posted in the chat, but she has time. She has herbs growing in the front lawn. It
Yes, we
is
need
so
those.
beautiful. The space
Thank
is just
you.
amazing. So I
Thank
encourage
you.
everyone to check it out
Thank you.
and consider
Come
staying
and
there.
come and visit. Yes, come and stay with us. It's a vibe. It really is. And if you want to be here when there are like, other people here, because sometimes the timing is just one person or two people. I'm always here unless I'm traveling, but I'm usually here. Um, Ask me before you book. So if you say, I really don't want to be there by myself, I want to meet two or three other, people in the house,
Right.
either do a group thing or tell me what dates are for you. Yeah, and also we can connect people to the community by inviting them over. Like last week, our crew came, Tracie, Danielle, and they all come. Like I literally wrote them a message at the last minute. I said, I'm so sorry. This is last minute, but I have 3 ladies here. I would love for them to meet whoever can make it. And I was like, don't feel bad if you can't, you know where I live. And that was the end of that.
Right.
And then, like 6 people showed up and we had a blast.
Somehow, even the events that you put on last minute feel like professional event. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, last minute.
bonding for me. Like,
Yeah, it was
you
beautiful.
have a knack for bringing together incredible women, like Tracie was saying.
Thank you.
All on a level where we can learn from each other, we can grow from each other, but also like the vibe is there immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know how you do it. So
I whipped up some fish tea soup. I don't know if you've ever had that. If you had fish tea soup?
Yes.
I whipped that up at the last minute. I was like, what can I do in an hour? And then I jumped on my live and went back, and the soup was like, hey, it was good. Yes.
Also, she's always doing 1,000 things at one time. Yes. But if there are no questions, Michelle, is there anything that you want to say before we get off about the retreat, specifically about the Rest and Wellness Retreat in Washington?
I want to say, first of all, thank you to all the women who, really jumped on it. As Tracie and I had a few meetings before. We did a couple lives before it was ready. The link was ready for them to purchase. And it was just a beautiful thing to see. It was received immediately. So I want to say thank you for that. It will be beautiful. It's going to be the first time she and I are physically doing a thing together in a physical way. We worked together online. We did the Redefining Your Life Abroad last summer with the other beautiful ladies in the community. And so, us all coming together in our own expertise in our own way to just continuing to create and support, and whatever each person that watches us connects to, I think it's just a special thing. And so I'm just going to say thank you for that. The retreat will be beautiful. I do think that there will be a beautiful sisterhood that will come out of that experience for those who don't live in Mexico full time, and those who are coming who may live or have visited Casa ELM, because quite a few are people that have been here for other events with Casa. So I'm just grateful for the continued trust and, you know, the journeys that we get to share together. Yeah.
And again, just a reminder, there's one spot left in the boutique hotel.
Yes.
It's at a discounted price. You want to be in the community at all the times. If you don't want to have to add on anything, look on the link that is in the chat and it's under this video. But if you don't want to stay in a boutique hotel, you can stay in an Airbnb or something in the area. Michelle stressed that you want to make sure that is in, how you pronounce it?
Salchi. So Salchi, Salchi, Oaxaca. Because what Airbnb, if you go to Airbnb, what it will do is it'll pull up things that are in the general area. And because it's on the beach, the general area could be a bit, you know, could be a little bit
Further
far.
up, which you would have to pay for taxis or something to get to the location.
Or walk, and you don't want to have to do that. And another thing you could do is contact the host and ask them that specific question. Like, you know, I don't know how truthful they'll be, but that could be something you want to ask. But the area itself, Salchi, is very small. So if you pick that, you should be relatively close by.
Okay. So you can do that, choose that option, and then add on your food and your experience packages.
Correct.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
I
appreciate you. I hope I get to see you soon.
I do too.
Next month.
I don't jump on it. I'm gonna jump on this last last room.
Yes.
We appreciate you. I hope to see you in next month. If not, very soon.
Yes, and thank you all for joining us in the chat.
We appreciate it. Yes. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want to keep up with Michelle or Tracie, both of their contact information is under this video, their YouTube and their Instagram. So, you know, check them out. Thank you again. Michelle, you stay with me.
I will.
Thanks, ladies. I'll see you all soon.
Bye, ladies.